Hey guys, if you ever 91, I'm bringing my review on the Avengers Age of Ultron, which was actually, just to say it, a great movie. Alright, but one spoiler warning, obviously, but I really liked how this movie began because it began like really actiony. There wasn't much. I mean, you get there, you see the Avengers fighting, then you see the twins, you start to see super speed, you see Scarlet Witch pull some stuff on Tony Stark, and that was a really great opening sequence. They didn't start the movie slow, and I really liked how they introduced Ultron. You get Ultron, and he's like this supercomputer basically, and then he starts to talk, and he's like, "What is this? This feels weird. It feels wrong." Like he's not really realizing who he is and stuff. And then Jarvis starts to tell him like, "I'm gonna get Tony" or something like. Then he searches and stuff, and Jarvis is starting to be like, "Oh, wait a minute." Jarvis realizes he can't access anything, I guess, because like Ultron's blocking him out. And Ultron, I love how Ultron says, "Give me a minute." He's like, "Just give me a minute, Jarvis. I need to figure something out." And like he finally figures out, and then he like destroys Jarvis, and then he comes out. I love how he waits till the after party, because I feel like he could have came out during the main party, but he waits till the after party. He comes out, and he's like starts to fight them and stuff like that, but he's really more just looking, it seems. I do like Ultron as a villain. This movie really gave us a likable villain. Now that's 2 in a row Avengers. We'll see how number 3 goes. Whenever number 3 comes out. But Avengers 1, Loki is a really likable villain. What I mean is that he's a villain that you just even though you don't like what he does, you kind of just like Loki's personality and stuff. You just kind of like it. And then Ultron is kind of the same way in the sense that Ultron, like, I love how Ultron's always like, he takes stuff kind of lightly. Even like when he chopped off the guy's arm, he's like, oh, sorry. Like he's like, I'm like, wow, this guy, because he acted so human-like. When I first saw the trailers, you think that this is going to be like a machine thingy thing, but he acts so human-like with his talking. And he's so, in the battles, whoever writes for the jokes for the Avengers movies needs to like write the jokes for like other superhero movies, because these jokes are so funny. Like how they do them, they're coming in certain ways you don't expect them to come, and I just love how that happens. It's just so good. And even like with Ultron, like at one point, during the final battle when he's getting beaten, he's like, with the benefit of hindsight, boom, Ultron was such a good villain. Even after he was getting beat up and stuff, he'd come back and he was still singing that Pinocchio. I love how that Pinocchio thing wasn't just a trailer. He was singing that basically through the whole thing. Like when he was making the machines, you hear, "They got no strings on me," and I'm like, "Yes," or something like that. You hear, yeah. But I also liked how the twins did. They really were really good. These actors, these twin actors, they really did well. I do like how this movie had so many side characters. It had Falcon. I didn't expect to see him. It had the guy from Thor, the guy who kept the gate. It had Vision. Now, Vision, I didn't expect to see him at all. I didn't know. Don't remember him from any of the trailers. That's a good that they kept it secret, at least for me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if some other people probably would know him, but kept secret at least for me. When I saw the minute I saw that case, I was like, "That's Vision." I'm like, yes, and that was greatness. And it's so cool how they add Ultron, because you kind of get what he kind of says. Like, you kind of get how he thinks, like, I guess, since he's a robot, he's trying to think, like, people want peace. And he tells them, "I think you're confusing peace with quiet." And I think what the thing is that he was, basically, he got to a point where I think he just realized that humans were never going to obtain, not humans by themselves, at least. Humans by themselves were not going to, stop corruption and stuff like that. And he was like, just destroy. I think that's what he said. I love how Ultron his voice, everything about him was like this villain that you could just like. Not that you agreed with what he was doing, but you just like. And all the surprises that they threw at us during that film. I mean, one thing, does anybody else think that Quicksilver is alive? I'm not saying, now, truth be told, if I had to be honest, I want him to be alive. I mean, come on, he's a super speedster. And he's actually pretty good. That great actor, pretty good actor. I liked how he did him in the movie. But if he's dead, my things would be, why would they carry him on to the aircrafter? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, if he's dead, why wouldn't they just leave him? I mean, you see Hawkeye I think Hawkeye did. Yeah, Hawkeye carried him onto the lifeboat or whatever you could call it, and he puts him down next to him. Now, truth, no doctors look at him, but I'm like, is he dead? I'm like, well, why would they carry him on? Now, you could say because Scarlet Witch did react, she probably felt her brother's pain. But I think there's still a chance that he's not dead. I mean, also, that would really, if he is dead, that would really ruin the whole twin thing because they're supposed to be like they're on the Avengers together. They're not supposed to just her by herself. But I do like how they had Vision save her at the end since those Marvel fans would know what happens with Vision and Scarlet Witch. Anyway, but other than that, the movie itself, the storyline, the plot line, the characters, the actors, they all really played really well. I do like how they still focused on the 8 Avengers, even though you had all the other people in there. You had Rhodes, but you only had him at the party, then you had him at the end when they were fighting. And Falcon made his little cameo at the beginning and the end. And you had them mention certain things like Potts, even though she wasn't in the film, and Jane and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, the thing is that the film was not without its faults. Black Widow and Bruce Banner. Yeah, that's all I have to say there. I mean, it wasn't done, the romance itself wasn't done too bad. It happened a little bit, in fact, way too quickly. Basically, at the beginning, you see a little thing with Hulk, and then all of a sudden, it's like Black Widow likes Bruce Banner, and Captain America comes around like, oh, she likes you. And I'm like, Bruce Banner and Black Widow? I'm just not seeing it. And then, I don't know, I think they just wanted to give Black Widow and maybe Bruce Banner, not Hulk, Bruce Banner a little bit more, I don't know, thing with romance tension, add something to it. But I do love how the Hulk was kind of like treating her like she had betrayed him. Like when she first came, at the end, when she was trying to change it back to Bruce Banner, he like turned around and just looked back a little. It's like a boyfriend would be like, what? No, I'm not. No. You don't get to come in and just pretend like everything's okay. You hurt me. I really like how they did Hulk like that. And the battle with the Hulk Buster was greatness. It was a massive battle. It had laughs, it had action, it had major destruction. That was just a great battle. That was something that it was good. But at the same time, another thing that I didn't kind of like was that they never really explained exactly how Captain America was able to move the hammer a bit. Because you see him move the hammer a bit, he doesn't really notice. Thor notices, and Thor is like, what? And then he's not able to lift it, but what does that mean? He's kind of worthy? I mean, they never really explained fully why he can move the hammer a little bit. But I do like how with the hammer, how Vision was able to move it fully. Like that was the whole point. That he's like, well, you may not trust me, but we have to go. And they like gives him the hammer. It's like, ha 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 ha. I'm worthy. Yeah, I'm worthy. Yep. Got anything else to say, guys? I'm like, yeah, Vision. And it's weird how Jude Law, who is the voice of Jarvis, I believe, and he actually got to like be there. And the studio didn't even pick another actor to play Vision, which is cool. I mean, it makes sense since Vision was supposed to have like Jarvis's personality that they just give him Jarvis's actor. But could you imagine like at the studio they're like, oh man, we need to introduce Vision, but we're really running out of good actors here. Hey Jude, yeah, Jude, come over here, come here. You're done with voicing Jarvis, right? Oh, you are? Good. You over there. Get the red paint. Let's go to work. Not that that's what actually happened, but I'm just saying. I really did like the new actors. I mean, the new characters that were introduced. They were pretty good. They really had good story. They made you. This was really filled with a lot of emotions. And once again, a movie with so many A-list actors was able to pull it off so well, which is hard to do. I feel like when you introduce a bunch of actors, it's hard to really pull the movie off because it's hard to focus on who, even though Iron Man really is the main focus, seeming like, because he's the one who like in this one made Ultron, even though I believe it was Ant-Man who made Ultron in the actual Marvel story. But anyway, like I said, this was pretty good. But another pet peeve just at the end, kind of at the end here as I wrap things up, there was no after credits scene. Whedon, or whoever's at Marvel, we expect after credit scenes with Marvel. It happened in almost every other Marvel movie. Didn't happen here, at least not in my theater. If it happened in your theaters, you guys tell me so I can maybe go and sneak and watch it. Because I did not see an after credits scene, and I don't like that. I want to see an after credits scene in Marvel movies. It's greatness. I don't care if it's just a joke. It's just something that makes Marvel unique. No one really shows a scene after the credits anymore like that. I mean, after all the credits, like Marvel does. Though I do like how they showed Thanos at the end there, grabbing the glove that going to eventually house 4 of the Infinity Stones. I believe, and I do like how they really are connecting all this. Marvel is doing a great job with connecting movies. The Infinity Stones were mentioned in Guardians of the Galaxy, in Thor: Dark World, in this Avengers. I mean, the Infinity Stones. I just love how, like they're like it's connecting everyone, all these different movies and stuff. Disney is really doing a good job with this whole connecting thing. I mean, you watch separate movies, but you feel like they're all in the same universe because, like, they all mention similar things. In fact, they even showed, I believe, the purple Infinity Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy during Thor's vision in this movie. So that's what I'm just saying. Disney's doing a really good job. And I was honestly, when Disney first bought Marvel, I was kind of thinking like, okay, what's gonna happen? But Disney has been doing a good job. At this point, I'm kind of hoping now. I know I may get some flack for this, that Disney eventually just takes over everything. What I mean is this: Fox is doing a good job with X-Men, but everything else other than X-Men, maybe, because Fox is doing a good job. Maybe take Spider-Man from Sony. I'm not saying that Sony's... all right, take Spider-Man from Sony. I'm not going to diss how Sony's been treating Spider-Man, but I think, like, if Disney gets all the other Marvel characters and is able to just make all the movies, and Disney, I think this will really work with the connection. It will really make us feel like the comics made us, like, made some people feel, or the cartoons made people feel, like how you feel like they're all in the same universe. Because even if they're not in, like, if you see a Spider-Man episode and he mentions like Stark Industries, you're like, oh yeah, because that's from Iron Man. Like it's just a good feeling. So other than that, like I said, the movie had great story, great action, the characters did their parts well. Few minor problems like Hulk Widow romance, no after credit scene. And like I'm not explaining how Captain America was able to lift the hammer a little bit. Other than that, there weren't any really major faults I saw in the movie. All right, well that's it. My review of the movie would be a 9 actually, 9 out of 10. Yeah, give it a 9 out of 10. It was a really good movie. I encourage you guys to watch it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have seen the movie, please leave some comments about how you thought it was below. And may God bless you all.